Hello, welcomes everyone, AnthWolf here, bringing you a new Let's Play of Star Wars The Old Republic. Developed by Bioware and of course published by EA Games. This will be probably, officially the 5th series of this game I will be recording from my channel. Of course the first was recorded early in 2015 where I played as a Jedi Knight. And unfortunately I never managed to finish that series, but most recently I've been playing both as a bounty hunter, Sith warrior, and of course as a smuggler, and I've been enjoying myself thoroughly. And with the most recent expansion being released now in October 2015, I thought it'd be a good time to pick this game up and see, with the new changes, what it's like playing another playable class. And so this is what we're here to do. As you can no doubt tell from the background image I'm using, the playable class I will be exploring in this series will be the Sith Empire's Imperial Agent, which is a counterpart to the Galactic Republic's Smuggler. It has two advanced classes, the Sniper and the Operative, and we will most likely be playing as an Operative, which is very similar to the Scoundrel that I was playing as Malcolm in my currently being released series. At the time I'm recording this at least. The Operative uses both a blaster rifle and a vibro knife in his offhand, or her offhand as it were. And basically, I just want to experience the Imperial Agent storyline. I am familiar with it all the way up till the end of Chapter 1. But the main core game has 3 chapters, and then of course the expansions add various other chapters that expand their storyline. So I'm looking forward to experiencing that, and obviously this video is basically an introduction, depending on how long it's going to turn out to be, where I'm basically setting up the game, explaining what I want to do with this series for you all. And basically we'll take it from there, we'll get the character created and look at the introduction cutscene basically. This series, alike to Valicar the Bounty Hunter and Malcolm the Smuggler, is hopefully going to turn out to be a long series. I'm planning to do not only the class specific missions that are on the various worlds we'll visit, but I'm also planning to do the various miscellaneous quests, I suppose you can call them, that are on the worlds as well, to give us a more wider view of what's happening within the Sith Empire and how the campaign against the Republic is going on. With the changes to expansion 4.0 with the Knights of the Fallen Empire expansion, they have changed the core world quest system slightly. The core worlds they basically class as the main game all the way up until the end of Chapter 3. There is still class-specific missions, but there is now, obviously the heroic missions have changed slightly. I think they've been made slightly easier. In addition, they have done, all the miscellaneous quests are now known, I think, as exploration missions. As I will probably be trying to do as many as possible, just to give you more content on what's happening on those worlds. Also just to give you more, like a fuller gameplay basically. Similarly to my previous series, or my most recently released series at least, my character here will be wearing adaptive armor which can be upgraded using item modifications. I will most likely be showing you that process the first time it comes up, which is around about level 10, and then after that, or most of the times after that, I imagine I will be showing it. Oh, I won't be showing it, I'll be doing it off camera in between videos when appropriate. But yes, with the changes to the actual core gameplay with this newest expansion, there may be minor changes that I'm not fully aware of because I haven't started creating a new character yet on these worlds. I know there's changes to the companions, I know there's changes to level syncing and experience gain, but I want to explore them and experience them and share my reactions legitimately and genuinely to you all as we go through the game as we are now basically. So this is kind of what this series is all about, not just showing you the endgame content and like basically thrown you straight into the deep end. But we'll start from scratch once again and basically learn together. As an Imperial Agent, I've thought about this, well, I'd say for a while. For the past couple of days since I decided I was going to actually do this other series, I've been trying to think about what kind of character we should play as. Obviously, Imperial Agents work on behalf of, I think it's called the Ministry of Intelligence within the Sith Empire. They have a high hierarchy. Obviously, they tend to get the intelligence before anyone else and then share it with the appropriate factions. But because most people in Sith Intelligence aren't part of they aren't Force users for the most part, generally speaking anyway, they are considered lesser than obviously the Sith, the actual Force users of the Empire, and they are under the Dark Council's thumb, so to speak. And obviously we'll get more into that when we actually visit the homeworld of Dromund Kaas, and obviously we actually report to Imperial headquarters. We don't actually start on Dromund Kaas. We actually have a starting world, which, if you've seen any of my Bounty Hunter playthrough, will look rather familiar. In fact, we'll see a few familiar faces as well. But no, my Imperial Agent will be rather loyal. I'm planning to play them as a loyal character. Basically, the choices we'll decide, or what I'm hoping to decide, are basically things that are looking into the Empire's interests. This is both in long term and short term. Basically, we are going to hate traitors. We're going to try and recruit individuals, technologies, basically intelligence. We'll basically try our best to make the Empire strong and weaken the Republic. We may have some morality issues, but obviously I don't know how the storyline's going to develop, so we'll take them as they come. But yeah, apart from that, I think I've basically covered everything. No doubt I always forget things, but we can go through them during character creation if I haven't remembered them already. And if not, as I say, this is only an introduction video basically. And when we get into part 2 of this series, when we actually get into the game, I'm probably going to spend maybe 5 minutes going through some of the basic things that you can only really show when the character screen's up in front of you regarding the various stats. And there has been changes since version 4.0 as well to the stat system, which I'll probably go through before we begin. But yeah, I'll obviously break the video now. When we come back, we'll be in character creation, so I will see you in just a moment. And welcome's back. Here we are getting ready to create our newest character. Hello Valicar. We will return to you once chapter 10 of the newest expansion is released. By the time I come to release this video, it may have been released. But no, we'll create our character. We'll start at level 1. As a subscriber, I do have the option to create one level 60 character, but we don't want to skip ahead. We want to start from scratch once again. I don't remember ever doing that. Maybe that's something with a new expansion as well. We'll be choosing our allegiance. We'll be joining the Sith Empire. Obviously, I'll briefly go through some things during character creation, what the Sith Empire is involved in, and also our role within it. A rigid militaristic society where aliens are subjugated and the Sith Lords are supreme. The Emperor is ruled by the mysterious all-powerful Sith Emperor. To Imperial citizens, power is everything, and only the strongest ascend to glory. Behind every Imperial surprise attack, each sabotage, all the great betrayals, was an Imperial agent. Armed for stealth and assassinations, agents do the jobs nobody else can, and as such are trained to use everything from sleeping darts to sniper rifles, stealth belts and knives, to advanced probe droids. Wonderful. We'll be playing as a human. Before we do that though, let's look at our story. Obviously, feel free to stop and pause, but I probably will have a brief read through this myself, because I don't think I've ever read this before, personally. The Empire's secret weapon. The Empire dominates scores of star systems across the galaxy, but not through the power of the dark side alone. Behind the scenes, the cunning agents of Imperial intelligence track down and eliminate the Empire's enemies, from intractable Republic senators to traitorous Imperial moths, the bloodthirsty rebels with Republic ties. Imperial agents must master the arts of infiltration, seduction, and assassination to advance the Empire's causes. They face the opposition of a terrified galaxy and the capriciousness of their own Sith overlords. That's a hard word to say. Imperial intelligence cultivates a notoriously vast and efficient network of informants, enabling the agent to navigate the galaxy's political landscape with effortless suave. Naturally, the agent's allegiance is to the Empire, and without question, but great latitude exists for those so closely attuned to the Empire's secret agendas. Agents often harbour their own mysterious motivations as well. Having pierced countless layers of intrigue, these spies know of conspiracies within conspiracies. Even close contacts find it hard to predict what an Imperial agent will do until it's done. The most elite operative within Imperial intelligence is the Cipher Agent. Recruited and trained to carry out the most dangerous and sensitive assignments the Empire has to offer. Whether working undercover or carrying out assignments in broad daylight, the Cipher races along the razor's edge of disaster, using carefully orchestrated tactics that leave little room for error. The smallest slip-up can be catastrophic. Each successful mission, however, shifts the galactic landscape in the Empire's favour, and the agent plays a supremely critical role in securing Imperial domination. In relation to the Sith, the upper echelons of Imperial society are reserved for the Force-sensitive Sith alone, but theirs is a world apart. The heart of the Empire consists of millions of subjects, descendants of the original exiles who settled on Droman Cass. For these loyal citizens, the Imperial Agent is an exemplar of the highest level of achievement and one might aspire to. These are the people the Agent risks everything to protect. Though there are few idealists in Imperial intelligence, the art of professional perfection is held in deep reverence, and the Agent embodies the Imperial ideal in this respect. That basically sums up how we want to play this as well. Good. Sets it up quite nicely, of course, tells us about the advanced classes, both the operative and the sniper. Whether ambushing enemies from stealth or using advanced medical technology to keep colleagues in the fight, the operative will do whatever it takes to advance the agenda of the Empire. Or the sniper. Identified as the most elite sharpshooters in the galaxy, snipers use their extensive training to eliminate sensitive targets and turn the tide of the battle in the Empire's favour. Now, if I was doing this from a pure DPS point of view, the sniper I think has the overall highest DPS at the moment. Or actually, I could be wrong. I think power techs, bounty hunting power techs apparently are doing a great deal at the moment, unless it's changed massively in the recent expansion. But between the operative and the sniper is a pure damage dealing class. It has no alternate role in the battlefield basically. Whereas an operative, as it mentions, does have medical technology. You can play as a healer, especially when you're doing flashpoints and operations. And I do like operative healing. We'll probably be playing as a DPS, but we do have healing as another option basically. Well anyway, let's get back to character creation. We will be playing as a human, the most common species in the galaxy. Humans are versatile and a norm against which other species are judged. It's probably worthwhile also playing human because, as I've mentioned, we're in the Sith Empire. Unless you're playing a pure-blooded Sith or human, you will probably be looked down on. Actually, you probably play as a cyborg as well, because you're probably playing a cybernetic human. But no, obviously to advance and merge in, with obviously the Sith Empire, we will be playing human. Though I imagine playing as a non-human would give you various other dialogue options or reactions to your presence, basically. And obviously this is what we could look like. This is not the starting armour we'll be wearing. I think this is the clandestine officer's armour. Something like that. I was looking at it actually wears adaptable armour, and it costs a lot currently on what others might call the auction house. And obviously we can choose our gender, male or female. Well, female or male. We'll be playing probably as a female character for this series. Just because I have two male characters, I have the female Sith warrior, Sura. I thought I'd balance it out, and also because I have a male character, Valicar the bounty hunter, playing into the expansions. I might as well counterbalance it with a female character and see what changes in the expansions that way. Obviously they're both working for the Sith Empire, but no, I thought I'd do that.
My activities are authorized by Imperial Intelligence.
There we are. Actually, I haven't found out who her voice actress is. I should have probably looked it up before we started. And if I was really efficient, I would basically have already edited this and you would never know I was rambling. Okay, give me a brief moment. Obviously, we have our various appearance sliders. But I actually created a appearance I wanted.
This should be interesting.
You've become a lot more talkative in this expansion. So we have a body type. Choose a head. We will remove no scars. Complexion.
My activities are authorized by Imperial Intelligence.
I think it's when I click on you, try to get you to spin around. Cosmetics. Hairstyle. Now I had a few decisions about hairstyle, but because of the various armour I will be wearing, it doesn't seem to go well. Let's just put it that way. Ooh, no, I don't want that. I want... yeah, that's the one. And skin colour. There we are. This is obviously be
I'm
our...
a loyal servant of the Empire.
Excellent. This will be our Imperial Agent. Okay, put my notepad away once again. I don't think I need it anymore. Right. And on name, I was actually talking to one of my subscribers about this earlier on this afternoon. A subscriber who has been loyal
loyal
through...
servant of the Empire.
Indeed, I'll just stop clicking near that screen. Who has been following the Star Wars The Old Republic videos I've been releasing, called Girly Gamer. And we were talking about what we could call our Imperial Agent, and she recommended adaptability, which I kind of like, especially if we kind of go with the titles you can have in this game, which I'll probably explain in the next video. And it could have been Agent Adaptability. But I kind of want to go with a name beginning with V for a various reason that we'll get into far in the future. But, yep, I've decided with Verona. I don't know why. Verona seemed to pop into my head. It was between that or Vesper. I don't know why. But I checked this. Obviously, I used the symbol rather than the traditional A, because someone has already taken that. And this is free. So, yeah.
I'm a loyal servant of the Empire.
Excellent. Nice. Thank you for telling me, Verona. Now, obviously, as soon as I press play, it's going to go into the traditional up-scrolling introduction video. And, of course, John Williams' theme is going to be overhead. That, unfortunately, is copyrighted, and it mutes the entire audio of the video. So, I will be probably putting something over it instead. I haven't decided what yet, but by the time you're watching this, obviously something will hopefully be in its place. But obviously then I will see you after the introduction cutscene. So I'm just going to shush and let's get this underway.
Secure transmission established. This is Keeper. We may speak freely, Agent. Prepare to receive your orders.
I'm ready, sir. What's the assignment?
In short, subversion. You were chosen for this operation because of your exemplary performance during training. Imperial intelligence needs agents capable of working independently in the field. Now you apply your training to the real world. Nemro the Hutt and his organization run Jaguna, and you're in town to convince Nemro to supply the Empire.
Give me background. What are we working from?
Jaguna is an industrial town, and Nemro runs most of the industry. The Hutt plies weapons, drugs, and raw materials, but not to us. We believe Nemro has been reluctant to lose Republic customers by publicly siding with the Empire. It's time he overcame this reluctance.
You're absolutely right.
We need to know what Nemro and his advisors are thinking before we can act. I want you to obtain access to the Nemro clan's inner circle. You require a cover identity. One of our contacts, an alien named Jig, has prepared a background for you and will provide the details.
So who am I going to be?
You'll be taking the role of a visiting pirate and trader. As I said, our contact will give you the details. Jig will be waiting for you at a safe house. Locate him, take what he offers, then report to me.
Are we sure this contact is trustworthy?
Jig won't betray us. Whether he succeeds at his assigned tasks is another matter. I'd be more concerned with the rest of the populace. Most of Jaguna is caught up in a turf war. Some of the gangs involved belong to the Hutts. Others are independent. Your combat training should see you through, but expect brutality and expect to be targeted. Jaguna isn't friendly to strangers. Now, find Jig and report back to me. Keep her out.
And there we are, welcome back everyone. And so that was the opening cutscene. We need to subvert Nemro the Hutt to the side of the Empire publicly, which is what we'll get on our task to do, is find ourselves a light. As I say, I'll break the video here. Obviously we're in a personal area right now, a personal phase. But when we come back, we will go through some of the basics of obviously our character stats. Hello, outfit designer. I don't know how to use you properly. I'm sure the tutorial would have ran me through it, but I have my own ways of doing things. But no, I'll go through obviously the character screen here, give you some like a brief explanation of what's going to happen, and obviously how the Imperial Agent plays basically. As I say, feel free if you have any comments to put them below. All I would say is be aware that I kind of like to record these series ahead of time. I tend to record these in large chunks. I tend to do each planet in one massive session. Obviously I'm recording this quite late in the evening because introduction videos tend to always be quite long, I have to say. But yeah, we'll obviously have a brief talk about our character before we start exploring the Poison Pit Cantina and then Jaguna, trying to find this Jig individual. You'll probably notice I have 22 unread messages. I need to find a mailbox to look at them. These are mostly from being a subscriber through, well, since being a founder basically, since the game was first released. I think it was in 2009, 2010. I think it was 2009, something like that. But yeah, I've been a founder for a long time. But that number will probably increase, mainly because I will be sending armors, item modifications over to Verona, ready to set us up for basically future events. But as I say, yeah, feel free to comment. I hope you're all going to enjoy this series, and obviously we'll see how it develops. As a final note, if you are aware of the Imperial Agent storyline, just as a courtesy, if possible, if you could avoid putting any spoilers down below in the comments, because I may not have gotten to that point, and obviously I don't want anything spoiled for me. But no, apart from that, mostly feel free to let me know what you think, and I will see you all next time. So yeah, I'll see you all then. Bye bye now.